239. If the difference between the first and the second share is $40, then the amount of money shared is how much? Well, the amount of shares here is 14, right? So it's 2 over 14 3 over 14 x minus 2 over 14x, right? Of course, that's 1 over 14, and they say that is $40. So you want to get x alone, so you multiply by 14. 40 by 14, that is 140 by 4. 4 fours, well, 4 fours are 16, 4 ones are 4, and 1 is 5. So that's this one here. What percentage of 40 is 8? Well, 8 over 40 is the same as 1 over 5, which is 20%. Which of the following sets is equivalent to A, B, C, D? Equivalent sets and equal sets are not the same. Equivalent means that they have the same number of elements. So that have to be this one, C. Using the distributive property, right, you could factor out the 49 and get 17 plus 3. So that is 49 by 20. Right? Sorry, I just go across. I don't really like to go down and back up. Right? For the next term in the sequence, well, notice you add 5, then you add 7, then you add 9, then you add 11, then you should add 13, right? Which will give you 46. The shaded region shows P complement. Notice that this is a repeat question. That is important. 0.45 written as a common fraction in its simplest form. Well, 0.45 is the same as 45 over 100, and both of them is divisible by 5, which gives you 9 over 20. Right? So item 9 refers to the following Venn diagram. H is the student. U is the students who play games. H is hockey. D is volleyball. The number of students in each set shown. How many students do not play volleyball? Do not play volleyball. That is 5. And of course, plus this 3, that will be 8. Right? 8 students do not play. Why? Because 2 here, this 2 here also plays volleyball, and 4 play volleyball only. All right, so let's see. Item 11 refers to the following. Huh?
Which one is 7? Which is 7?
Which is 7.
Yeah, what number? The answer for 7.
Answer for 7. Where is it? We didn't get there yet. That's wait, it have a 7. Oh yeah, 7 is up here. That is C.
Oh, okay.
Right? Equivalent sets means that they have the same amount of elements.
Yeah, I know.
Right? Cool. So item 11 refers to the following set of information on the description of 3 sets. P is primes, Q is odd, R is even. We did this question already, right? So which of the following sets is empty? Well, it cannot have an odd and even number at the same time. So that's Q intersect R. Right? Number 12, if P and Q are 2 sets where the number of P union Q is 30, number of P intersect Q is 6, and the number of P is 9, then the number of Q is how much? Well, remember, N of P union Q is equal to the number of P plus the number of Q minus the number of P intersect Q. Right? So we are told that this is 13 is equal, number of P is 9. We do not know, well, let's call that X, and minus intersection is 6. So 9 minus 6 is how much? That is 3. So that means X need to be 10. Right? So if X is, because 9 minus 6 is 3, only plus 10 will give us back to 13. All right, okay. If Q is ABC, how many subsets can be obtained from Q? Well, we did this question already. This is 2 to the 3 power because it has 3 elements in the set. A man's taxable income is $20,000. He pays tax at a rate of 28%. The amount of tax income he pays is, well, the amount of income tax he pays. So we have 28% over, let's turn it over 100 multiplied by 20,000. Right, over 1, cancel the zeros. So you have $2,800. Well, well, this is 100 by 2, right? Because it's 200. So 2800 by 2 is 5600 he pays, right? If they want to do that, or they, but remember, they cannot use calculators. Calculators are not allowed in the paper one. A man basic for 8.
Mm-hmm.
For 8, 8 was P complement A.
All right.
Right? Okay. A man's basic wage for 40-hour week is $160. He's paid $5 per hour for overtime. If he works 6.5 hours overtime in a certain week, his wage for that week is how many? Well, he worked 6.5 hours more than the 40 hours, so that's 160 plus the overtime money. Now his overtime money is $5 for every hour. So let's say 6 hours, 5 6 is a 30, and then a half of hour he worked extra, so that's 250, right? So that is 3250 plus his 160, which gives us 192.50, right? If $6 TT, well, we did this question already again. $15 TT is $2.50. A television set costs $350 cash. When bought on hire purchase, a deposit of $35 is required, followed by 12 monthly payments of $30. How many is saved? How much money is saved by paying cash? Well, you have 12 monthly payments of $30. 12 3s are 360. So that is $360 you're paying in total here, plus your 35. So that is that is 365. No, that's 395, right? But if you pay cash, if paying 350, so you're saving $45 if you pay, because it's 395 annual minus 350 is 45. Right? The annual interest rate on a 15-year mortgage on a house assessed at a value of $450,000 is 5 cents on every dollar. What is the interest paid on the mortgage in the first year? Well, this here is the annual, So notice that that is yearly, right? So this here, how much dollars is in it? Well, it is $450,000, right? That is clear. So that means I have to multiply 450,000 by 5 cents, which is 0.05. Right, so if I take out 100, multiply this one by 100, I have 450, 4,500 by 5, that's 0.05. 5 4s are 20, and 2 is 22. So 22,500, that is my answer. Right, just multiplying it by 5 cents. 20, Mr. Jones bought a car for 64,000. The car depreciates by 20% in the first year, and 10% in each of the following years. The value of the car at the end of the second year was, well, this was the initial value, so you had to take out 20% of that in the first year, right? So 20% of 64,000, right? To cancel the zeros, you have 6,400 by 2. Sorry, 640 by 20. All right, how much is that? That is 1280. Boom. Right, so 12,800 and 12,800. That's it. That's how much it's gone down by in the first year. So you do 6,400, 64,000 minus that. Right, so you get 1,500. This is after the first year. Notice what they put here. That is not the answer, but you know, an eager person would have put that. After that, now you have to take out 10% each year. So 10% of this, is it the 10% of the new amount? Yes. All right, let's check and see. So 10% of that value is 5,120. So then you're taking away that from it, 1,200. All right, 1,800. 51 from 5 is 46. So this is my answer, 46,080. Let's see. Right, remember the how something that depreciates by its origin, its original value, then its next value. So it goes on to a new original value then, essentially. Mary invested $200 for 5 years at 5% per annum. John invested $500 at the same rate. If they both receive the same amount of simple interest, how many years did John invest? Well, we have simple interest is principal by rate by time, right? So if they both get the same, have the same rate, so we have P of Mary, rate of Mary, time of Mary should be equal, right? Because they get the same interest, right? You say the same simple interest. What was the guy named John? So principal of John, rate of John, time of John. They say that the rate was the same, so that will cancel. Mary own was 200 T M, right? She own was 5 years, right? So 200 by 5 years, that should be equal to 500 by the time that John invested. Notice we can divide both sides by 100. We can divide that by 5, so this will go down to 1. So 1. So the time that John invested was only 2 years. All right, so that's A. All right, so I can work back through that. That was a very good problem. So I'm not going to go and spoil it anymore. 21, we have 1 over 5x plus 2 over 3x. Now notice the LCM is 15x. And this one here is the only one with 15x in it. So that's my answer. Right? I didn't need to go through too much calculation. Always good to check it to make sure. A salesman sells a car for $11,000 and he is paid commission of 4.5% of the first $10,000 and then 7.5% on the remainder. The commission he receives is, well, he's paid 4.5% on the first 10,000. How much 10,000 is this? Is 1. So 4.5%. Right, so you have 4.5 over 100 multiplied by 10,000. Right, cancel down. So you get $450 here. Right, that's the first amount. That's the first amount you get. And then you have to do 7.5 on the next amount of money. Well, it only have $1,000 remaining. So 7.5 over 100 multiplied by 1,000. 1,000. These cancel. These 10 by 7. 7.5 is $75. You add them up. Add up the 75. You get 5 here. 12, 5. So that's 5.5. Right, that's the answer for that one. Number 22. Now I could start by dividing by 5 on both sides, so that will cancel down to 5. So that will cancel down to 7. So 2x minus 1 equals 7. Well, if I add 1 to both sides, I have 2x equal 8. Right, back here plus 1. Divide by 2. X is equal to 4. Right, that's this one here. If x is equal to negative 2, y is equal to 3, and t is equal to 2. So I have negative 2 over 3 squared. Remember, negative 2 squared is 4. 3 squared is 9. So that's B. For 23, we have 3x squared. This is a next repeat question. So you multiply the numbers as usual. So that is 6. And you add the x squared by x cubed is x to the 5th. So that is 6x to the 5th. That's 8. Right? Given that 3 star 6 is 12, 2 star 5 is 9, and A star B might be written as, well, this is an next interesting one. If we use A, that means if we take B and minus it from A, so that is 6 minus 3, that is 3 multiplied by 4, we are getting 12, but we have to make sure it works for this one. 5 minus 2 is 7, right? But 7 by 4 is not 9. Right, let's try our next one. A squared minus B. A is 3, so 3 squared is 9. 9 minus 6 is 3, so definitely not B. C, 6A minus B, 6 by 3 is 18. 18 minus 6, it is 12, so that works. let's try the next one. 2 by 6 is 12, minus 5 is not 9. So by elimination, it must be this one, right? Let's check and see. 3 by 2, it is 6, plus 6 is 12, that works. 2 2s are 4, plus 5 is 9, so it is D. All right?
So you could go over 22.
22, where's 22? Yeah, sure. All right, so let's clear it. Right, so we have 5 into 2x minus 1 is equal to 35. Right, there's our next way we could do it. We could have distributed. We have 10x minus 5 is equal to 35. Carry across the 5. We have 10x is equal to 35 plus 5 because it would have been negative here. So that's 10x is equal to 40. Divide both sides by 10. X is equal to 4. That one better?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we'll use that one. All right. 27 refers to the following pairs of two matrices. What is the order of the matrix Q? Well, remember, it's always row by column. So it have 3 rows and 4 columns. So this is a 3 by 4 matrix. All right. The determinant of P. Well, the determinant of P is 8 by 5, which is 40, minus 7 by 6, which is 42. So that is -2. Right? When 8 is subtracted from a certain number, the result is multiplied by 3. So let's see. So we have x minus 8, that is multiplied by 3. The answer is 21. What is the original number? Well, let's solve for x. Right? So we have 3x minus 24 is equal to 21. Turn across. So we have 3x is equal to, well, 21 plus 24 because it's negative. Right, that is 45. And then divide both sides by 3. 3 to 3, 1, 3 to 45 is 15. All right, so that's this one. And if we can check 8 from 15, it is how much? 7. 7 3s are 21, so it works. All right, so let's go on. So 29, if the vectors P and Q are 3, 2 and -1, 4, respectively, then P minus 2Q, we did this question yesterday as well, right? 3 minus -2, that is 5, and 2 minus 8 is -6, so that is 5, -6 here, right? Item 30 refers to the following parallelogram. Notice that this and that have to be the same, this and that have to be the same. So we have that any parallelogram, R is the midpoint of xy, so that means xr is a half xy, right away, because it's the midpoint. Based on the information, they want to know what zr is. Well, zr is this one here, right? So that is actually equal to zy minus xr, because this line and this line is the same, right? Because r y is also equal to a half xy, right? So let's see which one is that. Okay, so they didn't give you zy, they gave you wx, because remember wx and zy is the same. So you have wx plus wx, where's nothing going to r, right? So it's a half xy, right? So where's a half xy? Well, wz is also xy, so it's a half of that. So it will be wx plus a half wz, yeah. So that's this one here, right? You could go through that if you need any more clarity. Let's just double check that. So negative wx would be going back this way, which is not what we want, right? So it's this positive wx, which is this one, right? And then, well, since we're over here, then it's that one, right? It will give you the same value. I make a mistake. It will be this one. Because remember, we have from Z, although this is the same, we have to go this way. Right? So it will be negative WZ. So it's A. All right, so item 31 refers to the following diagrams of a square and a rectangle. Which of the following statements are true about the perimeter of the square and the rectangle? Well, the perimeter of the square is clearly 48 because it's 12 by 4, so that is 48 meters. This one here is 16 plus 9 by 2. 16 plus 9, it is 25 by 2 is 50. So clearly the area, the perimeter of the rectangle is bigger than the perimeter of A, so that is this one. Okay. Don't forget my units. All right. So 32, 3,800 milliliters expressed in meters is, now millimeters, that means you have to divide by 1,000. So that is 3.8 here. The volume in cm cube of a cube of edge 3, we did this yesterday as well, so that is 27. All right. The distance, well, why it is 27? Because it's 3 by 3 by 3, it's 3 cubed, right? 27. The distance around the edge of a circular pond is 88 meters. The radius in meters is then, well, remember the distance around something, it is the perimeter. And the perimeter of a circle is called the circumference, and the circumference is equal to 2 pi r. So we have circumference is 88, that is 2 pi r. You want to solve for r, divide both sides by 2 pi, cancel, so r is equal to 88 over 2 pi. This one. Right? The area of a rectangle is that 53.6. If the length is multiplied by 4 and the width is half, well, remember yesterday we had that was boiled down, so it's 4L by a half B. This will cancel down to get 2, so you have 2L by B. And we already know what L by B is, that is this one. Right, so multiplied by 2, it is 107.2. That's this one. Right, on leaving Trinidad, the time on a pilot's watch was 2,300 hours. That is, of course, 11 o'clock. When he arrived at his destination in the same time zone, on the next day, his watch showed 300 hours. How many hours did the flight take? Well, it had to go from 11 to 12, then from 12 to 3. So that's 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. That's 4 hours. It's a 4-hour flight. Right, let's see this one. Item 34 refers to the following figure, which shows a triangle resting on a square. The length of one of the sides of the square is 5 cm, and the height of the triangle is 4 cm. What is the total area of the figure? Well, the total area of this one is 5 by 5, which is 25. And remember that the base of this triangle here is 5. So the area of this triangle up here is a half 4 by 5. Right, so that's 2 into 2, 1, that's 2. 2 by 5 is 10. Right, so this is 10. So the whole area will be 10 plus 25, which is of course 35. Well, the area of a trapezium, right? Remember, if you want to use the formula sheet, right? They did not give a formula sheet in this one. Well, right, the area of a trapezium is a half A plus B times the perpendicular height. So that is a half 8 plus 18 times 5. Right, 8 plus 18, it is exactly equal to 26. A half of 26 is 13, and 13 fives are 65. All right, so I just got the 40-minute limit notification. So if we get cut off, it's the same link to rejoin. Item 39 to 40 refers to the following histogram. Shows number of children age 4 to 8 who took part in a survey. All right, lovely. What was the modal age? That means what age occurred the most? That was 7, age 7. Right, age 7 occurred the most. How many children take part in the survey? Well, you have 3, plus 4 is 7, plus 2 is 9, plus 5 is 14, plus 1 is 15. So 15 children take part here. All right. The median of the numbers, so the median, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 numbers. So that means the median is right here, right? Because it have 4 numbers on this side, 4 numbers on that side. So it is half of these two numbers, the average of those two. 6 plus 7, that is 13. Half of 13 is 6.5. Right? When 3 coins are tossed simultaneously, the possible outcomes are heads, 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 tails, heads, tail, heads, and so on. Where H represents the head and tail represents the tail, T represents the tail. What is the probability of randomly obtaining at least 2 heads? Well, which one has at least? Now look at this, it's at least 2 heads. That means you count this one because it is more than 2, so it's at least 2. Let's say I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. 4 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 out of 8, that's 1, that's 2, so it's a half. All right. 600 students write an examination. The probability of a randomly selected student failing the examination is 1/5. How many students are expected to pass? Well, so that means if you randomly choose a student to get 4 out of 5 people passing, right, multiply that by 600, 5 into 5, 1, 5 into 600, that's 120, 4 by 120, it's 480, that's that one here. All right. Item 44 refers to a diagram which shows a cumulative frequency curve. The polygon of lengths in meters of 20 fish caught by 2 fishermen. Okay. The interquartile range of the lengths of fish. Okay, so first we have to find the median. The median would have been here at 10. Right, that is about 2 point, I would say 2.4. 2.4 meters is the median. Now the upper median would be, or the upper quartile would be this one. Right, the upper quartile. Upper quartile is equal to, that is 3.7. The lower quartile, which is right here, right, that is 1.2. So lower quartile, upper quartile, that is 1.2. Subtract them, you'll get the interquartile range. That happens to be 2.5. Do we have a 2.5? Yes, we do, right here. All right, item 45. Which of the following diagrams best illustrates a function? Look for the one-to-one one, so that is this one. Right, so everyone has one thing. The equation of a line which passes through the point 0.05 and has a gradient 4. That means 5 is the y-intercept, gradient is 4, that is C. Right, 47 refers to the number line, the graph of the inequality in the diagram. Okay, that means it is less than 1. It cannot be equal because it is not shaded. So that is less than 1. That's this one. If f of x is equal to 2x squared minus 1, f of negative 3, so you have negative 3 squared is 9, 2 by 9 is 18, 18 minus 1, it is 17. Okay. Item 48 refers to the following graph of a straight line. The gradient of AB, well, if you look at this point here is the point 6.3. This point is 2.1. Gradient is equal to y2 minus y1, so that is 3 minus 1 over 6 minus 2. That is 2 over 4, which is a half. All right, so that's this one here. Item 50 refers to the following graph of a quadratic function. The maximum point, notice is maximum, that's this point up here. It is the point 24, which is D. What is the gradient of a straight line? The gradient, well, you have to divide everybody by 2. So you have y is equal to negative 3 over 2x minus 4. So y, the gradient would be negative 3 over 2. I remember it always have to be uniform y equal mx plus c. Which of the following, okay, cool. Which of the following best describes the function? Well, how do we get from 2 to 5, from 5 to 8, from 8 to, well, I just see it as adding 3, right? Because 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 3 is 8, and so on. So that is y plus 3. This one here, which one best relates x and y? Well, x is equal to y because of z angles. If each exterior angle of a regular polygon is 60 degrees, then the polygon is a hexagon. Right? You remember the exterior angle theorem? Okay, well, we'll go back over the exterior angle theorem.
No, go back up.
Okay, which one?
Up. I want to see the gradient one.
That's this one
Okay,
right here. Okay.
All right, cool.
All right, we have 3 minutes remaining. Let's see if we can finish the paper. All right, and then I would go back over it kind of slowly with all you. All right, so notice that this is an isosceles triangle, 30, 30. So that means this one appears how much? 120. Right, because this is supposed to add up to 360. Did I answer this one? Yes, I did. All right, so that means I have 5 questions remaining. The image of the point negative 2, 3 under the translation 3, 4 is, well, you add 3 to negative 2, you get 1. And you add 4 to 3, you get 7. Notice that these triangles are similar, they have the same angle, so that means it was an enlargement or a squeeze. So this is 6, and that is 3, so that means MO need to be, so they want the area. So what would the area be? This one here, let's say this is x, that means this is x over 2, right? So this one here is a half x by, well, this is a half x by 6, which is 3x. This one here is a half x, well, and that is equal to 20. All right, this is a half x by, well, a half x over 2 by 3, that is x over 4, 3x over 4. All right, so that means the area is lost by 4. It's 4 less the area, so that is 5. All right, and finally, so 57, yeah, 57, in the diagram, the line CD is the image of AB after what? Well, it's just a reflection in the y-axis. Okay. 59 refers to the following diagram, the enlargement factor. Well, notice that the enlargement factor is 2 because you have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, so that is 2. All right, and then finally, we did this yesterday again, so a lot of repeats, 30 degrees. So that would be because of z angles, these two lines are parallel. All right, so that means this side here is 10 tan 30, and that concludes the paper.